keep going. That's what we need to do.
Another week against the South guarantee. Keep punching him in the face. DeMarcus. Don't get satisfied. Let's go.
The AT&T Stadium crowd is making a lot of noise.
I hope for the same thing.
It is a spectacle of this place.
Come on, take the ball away, bitch. Let's go now.
Cowboys on 3. Make it loud. 1, 2, 3. Cowboys.
It's a Victory Tuesday after a 37-18 Cowboys win over the Giants for some Monday Night Football. Welcome in to Cowboys Flashback. I'm Dani Sureck. It was an important divisional win for the Cowboys, who are now 4-0 against NFC East foes and still sit atop the division. However, it wasn't a pretty start to the game. Quarterback Dak Prescott threw an interception on the first play of the game. However, the offense turned it around and finished with 429 yards, 5 receivers having at least 30. The Cowboys now have 5 games this season where they have scored at least 30 points, had at least 400 yards, and a 10-point margin of victory. Quarterback Dak Prescott says despite the shaky start to the game, he never worried about this team's resiliency.
We're a confident team. We're a team that even when we're fighting adversity, even when we're getting in our own way and struggling a little bit, we have confidence, we have faith in what we're going to do. We know what we're able to do, and tonight was another example of that, of wiping all the stuff that we've done bad up to this point after a few drives. And I want to say, with 2 minutes left in the first half, able to get some points and get things rolling and change the game from there.
Can you describe what happened on the touchdown pass to Jarwin? It seemed like things kind of started to roll for you guys after that.
Yeah, I mean, just a simple crossing play, drive play, and I roll out. And Jarwin, I see there's nobody ahead. I'm trying to tell him to go up the field. He gives me a chance to throw him the ball, makes a great catch. I was short on the throw and just goes and runs it in, and that was the momentum we needed. And as I said, from there we were able to do the things we wanted to do and control the game.
Could you talk about how the run game was kind of a key to this? You guys had an effective one going tonight, and defensively you really shut them down on the other side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this team is built up front from the offense and the defensive standpoint. Our offensive line set the tone from the game, as you said, in the running game, getting on the edges, watching Zach Martin pull all night, just guys just being athletic, showing how talented that offensive line was, or how talented they are. They did that tonight. And when you have an offensive line like that, you've got to have a defensive line like that. And the defensive line on the other side did a great job of shutting those guys down and holding a great running back.
Dak, your thoughts on the black cat? Tank Lawrence said when he saw it, he said,
I just was wondering who was going to catch the thing. I wasn't getting close to it. I'm not superstitious or anything, but I wasn't getting near it. And thankful we got that thing out of the stadium and was able to get back to the game.
It was a good omen, though. You guys scored right after that.
Turned your way after that.
Yeah, I mean, things weren't good up to that point, so I mean, it could only get better from there. So I thought about that. I definitely thought about that. I guess we'll start rolling now that the Black Cats come in bad for the Giants. So who knows? Fun. First time, I guess, I've seen an animal run on the field that I've been a part of.
Dak, 7 touchdown passes this year against the Giants. You're 6-2 against them all time. What is it about this team that you're able to perform at a high level?
I mean, I think when you play any division team, you're familiar with them. You're familiar with the personnel. You're familiar with the scheme that they want to play. When you get to play a team twice, that happens. So we've got a great team, a lot of great guys on this offense. Obviously, a great defense that holds those guys down, that allows us to go out there and just score more points. So I mean, it's a good team on the other side. It was a great game, great division rival.
The Black Cat roaming the field was arguably their turning point of the game. After that incident, the Cowboys scored 34 points and had 0 turnovers. Dallas clawed their way to the top and scored on the first drive after the Cat fiasco. More on that play and the Cowboys' offensive performance next.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Rico's products make every game a home game with Rico's. Cigna, together all the way. And by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Scott in the gun, back, stands and looks, pressured up the middle, escapes to his right, Golden chasing, throws to Jarwin, caught at 33, hurrying down the right sideline, 25, 15, 5, Blake Jarwin, how about you? Blake Jarwin.
Tight end Blake Jarwin must have been inspired by the Black Cat running through the end zone, because on the following play, Jarwin had a 42-yard touchdown. Jarwin has 6 career touchdowns. 5 of them are against the Giants. He says this last one was the toughest of them all. However, Prescott gave him a chance by keeping his feet moving. And once he caught the ball, it was off to the races. Jarwin says the success of this team all starts by dominating the run game.
You know, we controlled the run game, and that's great. So hats off the O-line. You know, Dak making plays with his feet. You know, he's incredible outside the pocket, so credit to that guy as well.
Why did it take so long to kind of get go rolling here for you guys in that first half?
I'm not sure. You know, I just think we kind of shot ourselves in the foot a few times with the turnovers, but once we got rolling, you know, we all felt comfortable. It was never a thing of, you know, where we weren't in position to take the game over. So when you got a leader like Dak, anything's possible. He does a great job out there for us.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
Like production like this, you'll get more chances. It's kind of a dumb question.
No, it's a valid question. Yeah, no, you know, Witt had, I think, 8 or 9 catches tonight, and that's incredible. You know, I understand where I'm at right now in my career, and I'm just trying to soak as much as I can. You know, he's done a great job with me, kind of like walking me through everything with what I see on the field, what he sees on the field. And to have a guy like that, you know, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. So I understand where I'm at, and, you know, for him to have the day he had, I'm excited for him.
You say, okay, where you are in your career? Like, where do you feel like
I'm still a young guy. I'm a third-year player, but really have only played. This is my second year really playing, you know. So I've got a lot to learn still out there, and I cannot get, you know, I need as much experience. So, you know, just being out there in a lot of 12 personnel, 22 personnel, just being out there with 82s, you know, it's big time for me going forward, I think. Yeah.
Came in late. What did you see on the touchdown?
Yeah, just open grass. Me and Dak connected. You know, he makes incredible plays with his feet, getting outside the pocket like that. You know, and just started running. You know, when you see that, we had some receivers blocking downfield, which was big time for us, for me.
What was your initial route on that play?
Yeah, it's drag route. Zone coverage, you can sit it down, but if you see some green grass, you can just run through it. And I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, I'm just going to keep going. There's no one out there, so it kind of worked out.
Jarwin's 42-yard touchdown is the longest in his career. Jarwin says it's important for the Cowboys to dominate the run game, and that's where running back Ezekiel Elliott steps in. More on his night right after this.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Running back Ezekiel Elliott took advantage of the Giants' defense, who have now allowed 400 yards in 6 of their 9 games. Elliott had 0 receiving yards for the first time this season, however, finished with 139 rushing. That is the 5th time this season Elliott has surpassed the 100-yard mark. Of those 5 games, the Cowboys have won 4. Elliott says he feels like he's starting to find his groove.
Run game, you know, felt the best it's felt all season. I mean, I didn't do anything special today. The O-line just went out there and made it easy for me. So, I mean, those guys, kudos to them, man. Those guys get all the credit going out there and blocking like that.
I know this was your best game statistically. Did you feel like it was your best game just the way you felt how you played?
100%. I think I played a really good game today. I can only look back, think of like 1 or 2 plays where I don't think I played the best of my ability, but I think definitely for this offensive line and me, we're starting to get rolling. We're hitting a stride, and I mean, if we're going to be able to run the ball like that the rest of the season, it'll be a hard offense to stop.
How cute for you do you think that turnover was that you guys got, and then get the field goal right there at the end, get the halftime lead, and then just basically take the game over from there?
Definitely big to get that turnover so we can go score and get the lead before halftime. Yeah.
Why do you think it was a struggle early in the game for you guys to get going? Obviously, it's an unfortunate play.
Just us. I think we beat ourselves more than they beat us today. And, I mean, we definitely got to fix that if we want to be a good team. We got to play 60 minutes of football. I mean, we did pick up for it in the second half and finish really strong. But, you know, I like to see us go out there and take over that game early.
What did you think of when you saw the Black Cat on the field?
Bad luck. Stay away.
But actually, I think that's when it turned around for you guys.
I guess it was bad luck for them.
Your thoughts on the defense? Second half just gave up 2 field goals.
Oh, man, those guys are great. We know how good that defense is. We had to go against them all spring and camp, and I mean, those guys are they're incredible. They can sack the quarterback. take the ball away, they score points. So, I mean, those guys, definitely had a great game today.
With the chippiness at the end, what can you tell about the rivalry between these two teams?
I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the rivalry. I just think that was just stupid football. I don't know. I don't really like the chippiness. I think it's stupid. Let's play football in between the plays and in between the whistle and not do all the extra stuff after the play. I don't like that.
Zeke, how good do you feel? You look as good as you've looked in a long time.
I feel really good. I feel like things are really clicking, and I'm really excited to see where this run game goes because, I think it only can get better and better. I'm just glad that we're finally putting it all together and playing really well.
Last 2 games to come to the halfway point of the season in first place.
It's important just to win these division games. That's what's really important. We still have a lot of football left. A lot can happen from here to the end of the season, but we are at a good spot. But we can't get content. We gotta keep our foot on the pedal and keep pushing.
Elliott says this team still has work to do. He says they need to find a way to consistently put up 4 good quarters of football. Still to come, we'll talk about the other side of the ball, the Cowboys defense, who allowed just 1 touchdown in Monday night's game. More on their performance next.
Jones looks left and then is just slammed to the ground. That was D-Law DeMarcus Lawrence. 4.5 sacks now on the year.
It's 2nd and goal from the 5. And they bring a wide receiver in motion to a 2-man stack on the right, and they give it to Barkley, trying to get up the middle. He is stopped at the 3-yard line by Jalen Smith.
Welcome back to Cowboys Flashback. In the Cowboys' 37-18 win over the Giants, the Cowboys sacked quarterback Daniel Jones 5 times, all of them by different players, for a total loss of 39 yards. One of those sacks was by the newest Cowboy defensive lineman Michael Bennett, who was traded to the Cowboys last week for a conditional 2021 7th-round draft pick to the New England Patriots. Bennett is now the 19th player in NFL history to record a sack with 5 different teams. In Monday night's game, he also had 2 tackles for loss and 4 quarterback hits. Let's hear more from his teammates on his performance.
Oh, yeah, man. The sky is not the limit. And that's the main thing. It's all about, working, understanding each other, and coming closer together and making sure we get our timing down and we get into the quarterback on time, and that's all it's about. That's really all it's about. So just focusing on our craft and focusing on this brotherhood to take us to the promised land.
Thank you.
Goddamn.
Yeah, it was huge. Just to have another speed guy to come along and rush the way he did, and also having Dorrance Armstrong stepping up tonight was tremendously great for all of us. It opens up our game plan, and now opens it up for Rob on the other side. They can't chip forever, and they can't chip both sides forever, and expect to get the ball out in under 3 seconds. So it's a blessing, and we're going to capitalize on it.
Yeah, because of the energy coming into the locker room for halftime, we were all dialed in. We knew what we had to do. It was just a matter of time. So we were presented with an opportunity, and we succeeded. What I like about the team is we're all hungry. No one's satisfied with, what they've accomplished. People have gotten contracts, including myself. People here, we're playing with Hall of Famers, playing with Pro Bowlers, All Pro, playing with guys that come from nothing. Practice squad, D2. The camaraderie is the same. Everybody is being treated equal, and for us, it's about keeping that accountability and keeping that chemistry together. So that's what I love about our team.
The Cowboys capitalized on 2 crucial turnovers in the game. We'll talk about those right after this.
First and 10, 22 seconds left. Jones is back, looks, hit, ball's up in the air and lands incomplete. Flag is down. And it's a fumble, and it's picked up by Dallas. Coming left, running down the sideline to the 5, Jordan Lewis with a fumble that he's run into the end zone.
Cornerback Jordan Lewis had a scoop and score for a 63-yard recovered fumble returned for a touchdown, the first score of his career. I mentioned earlier it was the Black Cat running across the field that was a turning point for the Cowboys. However, it's probably more realistic that it was safety Xavier Woods' interception, his second of the season. Woods also forced a fumble in the game recovered by safety Darian Thompson. Woods caught up with Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg after the game after his stellar performance.
The Cowboys with a big 37-18 Monday Night Football win over the New York Giants. Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg with the man who, according to us, actually turned this game around. The Cowboys were struggling until Xavier Woods made a huge interception in the second quarter. That was the spark that it seemed to us that the team really needed. Now that's 2. Now you're on a little bit of a roll. So walk us through that play. What did you see? It looked like you were able to play center field because the corner had pretty good coverage. And what did you think that play meant in the game?
Well, first it was a match protection look. At that point in the game where I knew he was going to take a shot, they came out match protection with 86 as their shot guy. He was singled up, and I just read the quarterback. He laid the ball up in the air, put the air on the ball, and I just used my instincts to go make a play. As far as the spark, I definitely think it did because that was the first turnover. Was able to get the lead after that and just take off from there.
Do you think turnovers come in bunches? And, I mean, this is, a bunch in 2 games now. Do you think this is something you guys will be able to continue?
Definitely. It's a week-to-week thing. We have to come in every week and just not force it, but have it on our minds to make the turnover. When the opportunity is there to relish on, to take it.
And on the interception, Xavier, it looked like about 10 yards out of his hand. I said, this is going to get picked. So when you saw the ball go up, did you say, oh, boy, this is real opportunity for me?
Well, I kind of knew for the play what it was going to be. And then when I read it, when the ball was in the air, I was like, oh, yeah, I got him.
And this thing got real chippy. Will Hernandez, a big part of it. You were involved in it. What was happening out there?
They're just backing up their guy, and we're backing up our guys. And, things don't happen after the football game. It's all love. We don't take none of that personal.
Were you surprised to get that taunting call on the sideline?
Definitely. I mean, he ran over to me. I'm protecting myself, but it'll be all right.
And I asked Blake Jarwin the question, so I'll ask you. You had some continuity out, big win against Philadelphia. Get 2 weeks off, and then not only you get 2 weeks, you have to wait till Monday to play. Sluggish start in the first half, at least offensively. Take a little while to get going. I know players love routines, and you kind of didn't have one this past 2 weeks.
That's why the NFL is a 60-minute ball game. You start off slow, but it's on defense. It was on our defensive night in that first half to hold them, to keep the game close. Then the offense picks up in the second half.
And you did a lot of good things defensively, held Saquon Barkley to 2 yards of carry and all this, but I thought the best thing, I'm sure you feel the same way, they got inside the 10 and they ended up with 4 field goals, 4 short ones. So how important was that to keep them out of the end zone?
The saying is give us a blade of grass, we'll defend it. No matter where you put us at the 1 yard line, at the inch-yard line, give us a blade of grass and we're going to defend it. That's what we did.
So you now have, as I mentioned, 2 interceptions in just a couple of games. Now, for a corner, there's a lot of man coverage, and for a safety, it seems to me it might depend on the defense that you're in and the circumstance. How hard are those interceptions to come by as a safety?
This week he allowed me to be the middle field safety. I ain't have to have any responsibilities playing down, and he just said use your instinct, just go play ball. Just read the quarterback, and opportunities going to come in the game. They're going to come. You have to take it. When the opportunity comes, you have to take it.
Now, the fumble you caused, that's you making the opportunity, though, right? Isn't that something that you drill and try to do?
That's taking it. That's putting your shoulder pass where the ball's at. We knew he don't like to slide. We knew he's a tough guy. But I have him.
He'll slide next time.
Yeah. I think you will. Huge part of the win. Big interception, fumble forced by Xavier Woods. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, Xavier. Appreciate it.
The Cowboys now enter the stretch of the season where they play 4 games in 19 days. The first coming this Sunday when they host the 6-3 Minnesota Vikings at AT&T Stadium. It's the Dallas Cowboys, so there's always plenty of team news to stay up to date on throughout the week, and you can do just that on DallasCowboys.com. That's it for Cowboys Flashback. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dani Sureck.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Academy, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.